Have you ever struggled choosing colors for your drawings? Have a hard time picking what color to make your new, awesome, totally realistic, thought out OC's eyes? Well, I have a challenge for you. Ta da! A randomly generated color palette. Hi, my name is Halen. Today we're going to be turning 3 random color palettes into cute girls. Let's dive in head first, generating a palette to work with. I used perchance.org for creating the sets of colors that I will be using today in case you want to do this challenge yourself. Ooh, this one's fun. Looks like a dark teal, a slightly muted green, an olive color, a pastel green, and an almost black. This one's gonna be fun, and I have an idea for it immediately. Speed paint time. So the challenge is to use these colors to draw a cute girl, and the first thing I thought of when I saw all those greens were olives, like the fruit. Are they a fruit? Oh, I guess they are. That is so weird to me for some reason. I feel like olives are just olives. So anyways, the drawing. I wanted to base it around olives, if that wasn't obvious by now. I tried to keep her body shape pretty round and plump, as to sort of mimic the silhouette of an olive. I definitely could have leaned into giving her a bit more body fat, but I like the way she turned out, so I'm not too upset about it. I did these really cute olive space buns for her hair. It just felt like the perfect opportunity, and I couldn't pass up on it. Plus, having her hair styled like this let me give her edges, and I love drawing those. I also ended up giving her a dirty martini because I wanted her to be doing something with her hands since she was just sort of sitting there in space. It was one of those moments of perfect opportunity. Like, when is the next time I'm going to be given the chance to draw a piece that's completely olive themed? I might as well go with every idea I come up with. When coming up with her outfit, I wanted to go with something expensive yet still pretty down to earth. I knew I wanted to show off her tummy specifically, so she had to be wearing a skin tight dress. For the little jacket I put on her, I was inspired by more natural leaning aesthetics, and this one specific outfit I found on Pinterest really fit the vibe. I really liked the whimsical strings of fabric that give this character a more down to earth feel despite her fancy jewelry. The line art on this artwork was pretty well inside my comfort zone, to be honest. I just made sure to use the darkest color for the lines and later on adjusted them to fit my needs. It's pretty basic stuff. The part that took the longest was her jacket's little tie stringy thingy. I wanted it to have rope texture, so I had to draw a lot of looping lines. And here I am lining the dirty martini. Fun fact, I actually hate the way olives taste, despite this whole drawing. And now for the colors. I wanted to be sure that I took advantage of all of the tones that were available to me in this color palette, keeping the lightest one for highlights and the darkest ones for shading. I'm not really good with colors or tones at all, to be honest, so having pre-selected ones that I just had to make sure that I placed correctly was super helpful. And here we are! Meet Olivia, the olive girl. This was such a good first drawing. I'm so happy with the way she came out. She is so cute. Let's ride this high to the end now, shall we? And now for the second palette. Ooh, this one's pretty too! So many blues and teals. Immediately I think of Hatsune Miku, but since I'm creating my own characters for this challenge, I'm gonna have to put that aside for the time being. The second thing I think of when I look at this is the ocean. There's a perfect sand yellow, tons of blues. That would be perfect for the beach. The first thing I did for this drawing was go find a reference for the pose that I wanted this character to be in. I wanted to make her cute and also just as feminine as the last girl, so I ended up going on Pinterest and finding a reference of a really cute pinup style pose. Because we have such a perfect color palette for the ocean, I knew I wanted to draw a beach babe with slight Gyaru inspirations, so I kinda just went with my gut here when it came to the entire character design. I've actually recently finished rewatching all of Steven Universe, which is an amazing show if you haven't seen it. It has one of the most gorgeous art directions I've ever seen, especially in its backgrounds. The show has a few primary locations, but the majority of it is set in a town called Beach City, which, if you can't tell, is on a beach. The beautiful ocean backgrounds of the show are really amazing, and I definitely felt inspired by them while drawing this cute girl. You might have noticed earlier during the sketch phase, but I played around with the cut of the bikini a bit because I was struggling with what I wanted the middle of it to look like. I ended up settling fairly quickly once I thought about the color placement I was going to use though. I ended up using this sand color for her skin since it fit as a natural skin tone color. I was worried her eyes would get lost since the whites of them were going to be the same sand color as the skin, but I think the heavy makeup that I used on both her eyelids and lips really helped her face pop and not get lost in all the color. This drawing came out pretty fast too, since this type of drawing is also right up my alley. Can you tell I like to draw cute girls? When it comes to the colors, I kind of fudged them around a bit, especially in this drawing. With Olivia, I really wanted her to have some kind of blush, so I let myself use different blending modes. I still used the same colors, I just set the layer type to multiply so that way I could bring some warmth to her face. I did the same thing here with the little cover-up skirt I put on this pretty lady, but I don't regret it at all because I think the artwork came out really nice and I still worked within some parameters, even if it wasn't exact. And here's our second lovely lady. She also came out so cute. I want her outfit so bad. That is such a cute bikini. I don't have any names for her, so I'll let you guys name her. My favorite name from the comments will get pinned and a shout out in my next video. Now let's generate our last palette. Ooh, this one's very different from the other two. It has some warm colors this time, including some warm grays, a pale yellow, and a nice muted yet standout red. This one's gonna be fun. Let's jump into it. Okay, so since the first two girls that we drew were very feminine, I wanted to lean more masculine for this one. I wanted to draw a sort of edgy butch girl smoking a cigarette because nicotine addictions are super edgy. That was sarcasm, by the way. Don't smoke, kids, it'll kill you. Anyway, yeah, this color palette reminded me of like 50s greasers and Keith from Voltron Legendary Defenders. Yeah, I'm really bringing out my past for this one. I looked up some more pose references for this drawing because I struggled with the anatomy so much. I think out of the three drawings, this one definitely gave me the most trouble. I mean, it is the most outside of my comfort zone since she's more masculine leaning, but like, come on, man. To be fair, I have been struggling with anatomy in general a lot lately, so I've actually been combating that by doing lots of figure drawings in my sketchbook during the little free time that I have to brush up on my skills. Despite my rustiness, I'm still pretty happy with the way this piece looks when it comes to the anatomy of it. When I was thinking up the outfit for this character, I fully leaned into the Keith Greaser vibe with a cropped leather jacket and a wallet chain to top it off. I also gave her these ripped jeans, which, can't be complete without some fishnets underneath. The line art for this drawing came along pretty quickly as well. I think that since I warmed up from the other two girls, I felt pretty comfortable finishing this drawing up, once I figured out what I wanted to do with the pose, that is. When it comes to the colors, I ended up using the pale yellow as both the highlights of the drawing and the skin tone, just like I did with the blue beachy girl. Although I really like the way using unnatural skin tones worked for Olivia, I really didn't want to give this character Homestuck gray skin. I also ended up using the red as more of an accent color since it contrasted the most with all of the other colors in the palette. I used it on her boots, jacket, and her eyes to make her face pop just a little bit. I think if I could change one thing about this drawing, besides how much I struggled with it, it would maybe be the hair color. I think it looks nice and I worked with what I had, but I think next time it could be more interesting to see if I used the dark line art color that I used as a black in this drawing in the hair as well, because I'm just not a big fan of like the grandma gray color that I ended up going with. Let's take a look at our last lady. There she is! I think she turned out so well, and it's so nice to draw a pretty butch woman every once in a while. Even if she has gray mall hair, I'm still pretty happy with the way she turned out. Now let's take a look at the lineup. In all honesty, I'm pretty happy with the way all of these pretty girls came out. I think they all look so nice together, and they also kind of look like they'd all be in some fun roommate slice of life TV show together. I want to thank all of you guys so much for sticking around to watch the video, and also say thank you so much for 4,000 subscribers. That number is genuinely impossible for me to comprehend. It feels like just yesterday I was celebrating getting 1,000 subs, and now we've quadrupled that amount. It's actually crazy. Thank you so much. And yeah, that's all for this video. I appreciate you all so much for sticking around to watch the whole thing. Next video should be out pretty shortly, considering it's another brand collaboration, which is also so beyond cool that I get to do that. What the actual hell? That is so awesome. Anyways, thank you guys. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye!